Hello folks, welcome back once again to Farming Simulator 19, the Peace River map. This is a map by Camille Mapping, hopefully I'm pronouncing his name right. We just left off in the previous episode. We'd ordered a truck and Johnny on the spot, they delivered it to the field where we requested it to be dropped through auto drive. So you know, I'm a little rusty on this. It's been a little while since I've done a harvest here in Farm Sim 19. So I'm going to have to remember a couple things, and you can remember them along with me, I guess. But first, I need to set my timer. My good friend Eustace Farmer, Atomic 67, gave me so that I know when 30 minutes is up. Because he told me don't ever bore people for longer than 30 minutes. Anyway, we have a fine field of canola out here. It's just massive, and you can see it on the map. I know it doesn't appear very big on the small map down there, but this is a 25x map, so the dimensions here are skewed. You see a little dark area out here. This is where I had an incident with the sprayer that smashed a bunch of crop. There's something over here, too, that I'm not sure what happened. It's almost like we planted the wrong thing, so this may be an interesting harvest, but hopefully there isn't any weeds. Anyways, so I have this truck. This is my third truck that I just ordered, and I want it to haul it to the main farmyard, if you will, to offload. So I'm trying to see what this is. So pick up and deliver. So putting it in, I think that's what that arrow means, putting it in at 50 load, and maybe I'll just show my paths. This is going to come out here, it's going to curve around to rejoin the network. I've done this before, so I'm somewhat confident it should work. You know, when I do it this time as well, we'll see if it works. To come up to this spot right here, and I don't want it to go to field 26 to offload. I want it to offload, let's see, home storage in. Yeah, right now, there's other trucks that are hauling out of storage, and it uses the same path, so this will be interesting to see if there's any conflicts. I want to take it in. I've tried it before, so it should work. We're not hauling wheat, though. We are hauling, or going to be hauling, canola. So I think that's all I need to do. Now, let me see. Alright, so drive to loading point. He's at the loading point. Or maybe he's a she. Yeah, he's a she. She is at the loading point awaiting a delivery of canola. So I've got that part set up. I think it'll work. So let me go now to... actually, let me go to the combine. I was at the combine earlier. And, oh yeah, I do have a course set up. So let me get it going. And I think I have to... First, let me start it. I may have to... there's a mod in here where I think it's a mod anyways, where you turn on the header and the thresher separately. I don't think that's embedded in the game. Put that down. I'm trying to see, is this going to put out straw? Enable straw swath. I think there's a mod in here that I could pick up canola straw if I wanted to, and I don't know how common that is in real life. Maybe someone here that's familiar with harvesting or raising canola could inform us on that. I don't know how common it is to harvest the straw. Oh, it's thinking. It was so happy it jumped for joy. Alright, so it's going. It's harvesting canola. our little combine, our big combine. And you know, here's something that, look at this. I think I've described this before to some others as hotel room carpet. You know, I just look at the ad and it's like, why? I think there were some improvements made in Farm Sim 22, but I just don't like it that the pattern is so consistent and it just looks like you're combining on carpet. And you know, I guess I did that when I was a little kid crawling around on the floor, and I was plenty happy to have carpet, you know, to uh, farm on. But there's something in the pattern that they have going here that it just swirls it around. And you know, I did some research on it one time, and it has something to do with the application of lime and timing of when it's tilled and all that. And I don't think you notice it on all of the crops, or not as easily. For example, if you're doing oats or wheat, I think the stubble is more visible, so, or it stands out more and it hides more of the ground. So yeah, you see something like that, it's a little bit harder to suspend reality. Anyway, we have our course in place, and we'll just kind of look at it here. There you can kind of see the pattern. We have the whole field right there, so they're working away at it. And you know, it's interesting, it's going 4 miles an hour. I think the game will have it to 6 miles an hour. Yes, he's going up to 5. I have a mod in there that's a script that is geared towards, it tries to inject a little bit of realism to it. So I kind of think it looks at the moisture maybe, and the amount of material coming into the combine. So it depends on how wide your header is, how much capacity that the combine has. And so it says what should the speed be for the size of the combine and the type of conditions that it's operating in. And if it's too much, it isn't going to let you drive the regular speed. So it tends to be a little bit slower. Sometimes it can be faster. You know, when there's maybe just like this little skinny. Next time when it comes through here, I anticipate it'll pick up its pace a little bit. So, oh, and all with all this yammering on here, we're over half full. So, oh yeah, maybe that's what this is down here. I don't know if this is part of the same mod, where it gives some statistics on how full the I guess it wouldn't be the cylinder, it'd be the rotor. I don't think there's a conventional threshing mechanism in there. So probably how full the rotor is, and it's going to continuously adjust the speed. Anyway, let me go back to my tractor. Yeah, even as these trucks continually, faithfully deliver the dried corn to market. There's my truck waiting. Where's my tractor? I guess I got to cycle through everything until... Here we go. Alright, so... Let me see here. What does it take to bring out the pipe? Is it O? There it is. I'm trying to remember too. Do I need to angle that? I kind of think I do. I will angle it like so. I'm going to head up and get a little crop so I have something to work with. Combine's going to need to be emptied at some point here anyways. And I'd be curious to know, how do you guys do this? I mean, do you just wing it? You know, how do you place things to try to get all this to work so you don't have to babysit it endlessly? But I find a little work up front, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure, as they say. It takes a little bit to set it up, but once it's going, it seems to work all right. And like I say, it's been a while since I've done a harvest in here, so I'm kind of relearning this as we go here. Let's see if we can offload a little bit here, and probably should slow my pace down so I can just do this. Match the pace of the combine. There we go. Oh yeah, I bet he wants to turn the corner. You know, one thing I did notice is if you want Courseplay to offload the combine, I think this unit, this tractor unit with the overloading trailer, also has to be on Courseplay. Seems like I learned that somewhere down the line. Maybe someone on here will tell me different, that it doesn't matter. Because sometimes, I know there's another mod out there by another great modder that you don't need Courseplay to harvest this field around and around. There is another mod, you know, that has the option of taking the combine around the field instead of just back and forth. But I almost think there was a conflict of some kind with another mod in here, so I don't think I have that one in here. But or it was either a conflict or you had to have Courseplay in the combine if you wanted to offload it with Courseplay. So I'm not sure what the best way to set this up is, because, well, here's what we're going to do. We're just going to create a little loop. I think this one here, yeah, overloader. Actually, let me see what that is. Offload combine, empty combine, and offload a trailer. So I think that's what we want. And we're just going to make a loop. I seem to recall you can't do much with the first two things, so I just want to be careful. I don't want to nick the trailer. I've had all sorts of issues with this over time, and I may end up, sometimes I end up redoing these routes because it doesn't go on the trailer quite right. So here's probably about where I want it. And, you know, we'll just continue on to finish our loop and get past here and kind of curve around back out to the field. And hopefully just enough. Hopefully that'll work, right? Let's save this. This is 50. So I'll call this 50 offload. Actually, now that I think about it, I'm not sure the combine one was saved. Was it? 50? No, it wasn't. So we're going to call this 50 combine. A lot of times on these larger maps, that's a massive course I just saved. These larger maps, I'll make the course, I'll delete them when I'm done with the field and regenerate them the next time. You know, you could just keep it so that it works every time. But the trouble is that sometimes I think it takes longer to load if you have a whole lot of courses in there. And maybe that's in the settings of Courseplay, where you can tell it how much you want it to load versus not. So, and I'm trying to see, okay, the combine is 43% full, so he isn't looking to be offloaded just yet, or she, whoever's in there. So, oh, yeah, now I need to tell who current none axial flow field 50. I want to make sure that's who they go after. Let me see if I can drive course. Let's see if it hits. It's probably going to come here and stop, possibly. I'd really like it to go through the line. I left a little in there. Okay, I think it's going to do it. We'll see if I set it up right and if it is able to offload the little bit that's left all on its own. Fingers crossed. And sometimes I've noticed with auto drive, when they're full, they are full. So they can start moving ahead sometimes when they get full. So that's another vote for just having one. There we go. All right. I'm liking that. And that's done. So now I anticipate it'll come and park right over here at the stop sign, and it's going to wait for the combine to get full. That's probably something else I need to look at here. Turning circle, loading position. Start at, so I think when the combine must be, well, the combine is 75% full. I think this means it's supposed to start. Alright, so it's driving to the combine. Yeah, I thought it was supposed to start when the combine is half full. It's going to go over there, drive on at 90%. I think that's if this is 90% full, it will head to the truck to offload. Why aren't you stopped? I think it was trying to find where the combine is. See, this is it's a strange shaped field. You know, there's a narrower neck over here. There's still quite of a distance there, so this is it's actually, I think, causing my frame rate to kind of stutter a little bit because it's running the math, probably trying to find the combine. And there may be some other settings here we should look at. Field speed. Yeah, that's... activated. Side. It should... yeah, it's avoiding the fruit. So that means it's probably going to head on around here versus... yeah, see, this sometimes is a frustrating thing. It's like I wasted so much time just sitting there. It's like, well, why didn't it just move to get closer to the combine? I guess in real life, if a hired person did that too much, they'd find themselves out of a job. You know, they need to be able to anticipate the needs. Well, and there's probably some communication system that they would have between them to tell them when they're full. I almost think I've seen some of the Case IH combines, I don't know if this is true of all of them, that when they start to get full, there is literally a light outside the machine that starts flashing, you know, presumably to let the offloader know that they need to come up soon. And I don't know that it waits till it's entirely full. I think at some point it just starts flashing a beacon and lets them know it's time to come see what's up. Well, so he's going 20 like a good fella. You know, I may just try to speed this up a little bit. We won't bounce too much in the field at 25, will we? What can I say? It's a huge map, so... well, I'm really curious. Okay, yeah, the outer edges, and he stopped here in the trees, can pose some challenges. Depending on what's on the edge. There's a reason... oh, no, watch this. We'll see if he can skip through the tree. Look at that. That just is amazing to me. That's some pretty sharp work by the modder. Ah, we don't have to worry about it. Okay, because Courseplay... oh, this is just awesome. Courseplay built in something that when the combine operator detects the machine getting full, they cut a little patch out so that there's room for the offloader to come up alongside and do the offloading. That's pretty smart. And then if I recall correctly, when the emptying is done, he'll just back up, whoever's in there, and the combine will continue on its way. And next time when it comes around, it'll just drive right through this as if it isn't there. Yeah, now it's backing up. The combine's ready to go. That's just some brilliant work. Maybe it doesn't seem that way, but I've done a little coding, and it is very hard, at least for me, to figure out the coding to get the game to do what you want it to do. So a little thing like that, that may not seem like much to you, but it's actually some pretty impressive scripting. I'm gonna try to get a picture while I'm at it. Get rid of my HUDs. And the tractor's left behind us. Actually isn't totally flat in here. I'll try to get a tree in the pic. Oh, yeah, that's probably not a not the best picture. We'll get one. Doink. One of these in here will work for the thumbnail. Turn it back. But you get some idea as the harvester is going around just the size and scope of these fields. What you see over here is part of the same field. And you you see the nut we have to crack here with how large this field is, and you can call me stubborn if you want, but I've only done it so far with a single combine. Oh, there's something I would like to change. Does everybody see that? How the particle animation in here is different color than this out here. I wonder if maybe the mapper used some unique textures for the map. It kind of appears that they did, but they didn't quite link up enough so that it would appear that way in the header. That makes it a little hard sometimes to suspend reality. I wonder what that ding is. I almost wonder if that's overloading of my separator in the combine. Well, hopefully it figures it out all on its own. But it's going to take a while to get around this field. And kind of like we set up initially, it's 3 rounds to go around the field, and it's going to start doing back and forth. And oh, I'm just looking at my map down here. That must be a spot over here that I missed with fertilizer. Yeah, it's slowed to 3 miles an hour for some reason here. Oh, I think there are a few timing issues. Oh, maybe because he's called the... Now this is going to be interesting. It's impressive, the coding they've done, using a trigger on the front of this tractor. We could show it if we wanted to, but I'm not going to kind of messes things up. But it uses a trigger, or maybe it's a series of triggers out here to detect the presence of a tree and to kind of worm its way through there. But in the old versions of Farming Sim, the course play mod, it just wasn't, it didn't have that capability. Let me just put it that way. And it will still screw up. But I'm not driving. Look, Mom, no hands. This is doing it all on its own, and it's, I mean, that's pretty cool. So, now this time, the other time when the combine loaded, it happened to be full, so it cut out kind of a path so that he could come up and offload, but now it's going to be a little bit different. He's going to have to offload going along these trees. That's pretty close. He'd be stripping branches off, and so I don't know if he's going to have enough room to pull this off. I guess we'll see if he does. And I guess one nice thing about canola is the volume coming out of the field isn't as high as wheat or barley or some of those other crops. It's higher value per unit, but there isn't as much output, so I decided to say that that's a little helpful then, going through the outer round, your driver will get in less trouble. Shoot, even the combine driver could get in trouble if the unloading auger would hit those trees. But there it goes. I mean, this is kind of down. It doesn't look like a big field, but there is a lot here. So let me go check on. Oh yeah, we're still hauling dry corn. I should make sure that it's going to the right place. That's one thing about Farm Sim 19. When you hop onto the escape menu, it does an auto save. We come here real quick. They've been going. They've only done a couple loads. Be lucky if they get in one or two in a single episode here. Down to 257 tons of dry corn. And it appears the best place is still the pool silo where we're taking it. So hopefully we're earning the most amount of revenues we can. He's still moving. And a lot of these mods, if something gets in trouble, it is handy that a lot of them will tell you, hey, we're stopped, we're bent around a pole, whatever, can't move, call emergency personnel. Yeah, this truck here is just sitting here too. Maybe, you know what I could do? Why don't we send him off? Let's send him to storage, and we'll just follow him down to the farm, and we'll see if he performs as he's supposed to. I don't remember how many game years I've played this map, but I'm pretty sure we've used this route before, and it's done it without a hitch. But I don't know how you are. It never hurts to test it to make sure it's working, and so that it's reliable. And this will show kind of the distance that we are from the farm. We're not that far away, so it's kind of handy to have it close by just to run a quick test. And again, it's canola. Down in the harvest field, it isn't like they're stacking it up too much all at once, so it allows us to zip away to do a quick test. I think I could turn off that line. You see the one kind of over the top of the truck? It tells you where the next link is, if you will. So here's where it should come. It should pause right over the top of this auger setup here. It'd be just brilliant if the auger actually turned on and worked. But I was happy just to be able to get material to come out the back end of this thing. Uh-oh. Hey now. Okay, I wonder if you are... Now I'm trying to remember how to move this. I might have to figure that part out off cam. I thought maybe it was right mouse button, but maybe it's no. Well, maybe I gotta grab this. There we go. Maybe just a little bit further forward. I want to be careful because oh. Nope. Yeah, it's probably good that we're testing this out. Yeah, I know it detects the trigger there. So let me see if I can do. Oh, no. There we go. See if you can take home storage in. Is that close enough? There we go. That's close enough. Right into the auger. Alright, so it should head on out to the field again. So we'll accompany it on its. Actually, you know what? I know it's going to get there. And it's nice to have it in the same place every time so that our course play for offloading the combine also works. Speaking of combine, it's probably been offloaded again, so hopefully it's behaving itself down there. Let me just toggle again to what else we have going on. Hauling dry corn way out here to the pool silo. Not using this. Okay, so yeah, there was another offload here. This is right on. You know, sometimes I wonder if the map was finished. The Peace River, I think, is way over here. But I don't totally understand. You know, there's several draws kind of coming up here that appear they were intended for kind of tributary rivers, streams. Oh my, that made me jump. But I don't know if the map author finished or intended to leave them bare. Maybe this is how it appears in real life, and this is intended to show where the damp dirt would be, and it's when there's water or rain or whatever, yeah, I just don't know. It just looks a little unfinished when you have all those trees in some spots, and then it's bare kind of in others. Sure makes it nicer for offloading the combine right here, though. I'll say that. Yeah, making our way kind of around the end tip of the field. And we are, oh goodness, I don't even know if we're halfway with the round yet. I guess if you play with this style, you need a little patience and you need tools like course play and auto drive to really help you out. You know, there's just not enough hours in the day to do this. You'd have to really enjoy it, and I do, but I just don't have that kind of time to put into it, so I need all the help I can get when it comes to farming these big fields with just one combine. Well, I'm thankful you stopped by to share a little time with me. I really appreciate it. And I'm kind of excited. I always enjoy the opening cut. There's just something about it. Opening up a field, the excitement and hustle of harvest. When it starts, it's always an exciting time to be part of, and I have fond memories of participating in that when I was a kid. Not up in Canada or in this type of farming here, but I just remember that and the type of farming that I worked with, how exciting it was to get harvest kicked off and going. Of course, and the hours got pretty long, and it was a lot of hard work too. But like I say, something about the opening cut is pretty special. So with that, I'll leave you there. Thanks for watching, and you have a wonderful day, evening, month, week, year, whatever, wherever you're at. Goodbye for now, and I'll see you next time.